now I'm delighted to move to County Sligo because they too have their shrine, the Our Lady of Banada. And John Lacken, who's part of the organising committee of a very special pilgrimage day next Saturday there, is joining us as well this morning here on the programme to tell us about the shrine and indeed the pilgrimage too. So John, you're very welcome to us here on Faith Alive.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to have you, John. And as I said to you this morning, the shrine in Banada is maybe not as well known as many of the other ones, but it was built around the story of one man, Freddie Jones. Maybe you'd just tell us some of the background to it before we hear about the devotions there next weekend.
Yes, well, the Jones family came to Sligo in the 1600s and they were of the Protestant ascendancy. Sir Roger Jones was the High Sheriff in Sligo in the early 1600s. And he was given the lands at Banada Abbey. Now, somewhere along the line, there was a conversion to the Catholic faith, and Daniel Jones, who was born in 1785, married Maria Louisa MacDonald, who was born in 1794, and they went on to have 6 children. The eldest boy and the youngest son became Catholic priests, Father Daniel and Father James Jones, and the 3 girls entered religious life. And then there was Freddie Jones, the third son, and Freddie Jones went a little bit wild. Now, Father Daniel Jones, he was the Jesuit point man in Rome a couple of times, and he had a private audience with Pope Pius IX, and he asked for a blessing for his family from the Pope. The Pope was impressed because the Jones family helped the Irish during the famine, and that Mrs. Jones had given 5 children. So he said not only was he going to give a blessing, he wanted to give a gift. And the gift was a statue of the Immaculate Conception. So the Immaculate Conception hadn't been defined at the time, and this statue arrived in Banada around the year 1851. So, as I said, Mrs. Jones had a little oratory built for the statue, and she used to pray to Our Lady of Banada. So the story is told that Freddie Jones was living a wild life, and one night he came home and he noticed a light around the statue of Our Lady of Banada. This is before electricity. So he decided to investigate, but he wasn't physically able to enter the room. There was some sort of a force preventing him from entering the room. So eventually he toddled off to bed. And a few nights later, the same thing happened, but this time his mother was kneeling in prayer before the statue, and she held out her hand to him, and he was able to approach her. So he asked his mother what she was praying for at that late hour, and she told him that she was asking Our Lady of Banada for his conversion. And immediately Freddie knelt down, and he promised his mother that with the help of Our Lady of Banada and our Lord Jesus Christ, he would amend his ways. And he was true to his word, and he subsequently made a retreat with the Jesuits in Clongowes Wood because he wanted to become a priest like his 2 brothers. But his spiritual director there said, hold on a minute now, Freddie, you've lived a little bit of a wild life. So if you wait for a year, then we'll reconsider the thing. But within the year, Freddie died. Now, he was fully reconciled with the Catholic Church and received all of the sacraments, and that was in 1853. So that's the very brief story of Our Lady of Banada.
Right. Well, this particular statue of Our Lady of Banada, where is that now, John, and how does devotion to it continue?
So when the convent was closed in 2005, the statue was transferred with a little oratory from Banada House up to St. Attractus Church in Tourlestrane. And that's where it is today, and people can go in and visit it. And when I came across the story of Our Lady of Banada, I have an organization promoting Catholic Church teaching on the family. So I founded a prayer association in 2022 called Our Lady of Banada Prayer Association. And this is basically because in my work, I meet lots of parents and they're worried their children have fallen away from the faith. Their grandchildren are not being reared in the faith. So I just thought maybe we'll try and get Our Lady of Banada back on the case. And when the convent was given to the Sisters of Charity, Father Daniel Jones composed a vow, and the sisters had to make a promise that they would pray 1 memorare per day in front of the statue of Our Lady of Banada. So I'm reviving that and asking people to pray 1 memorare per day to Our Lady of Banada for the lost sheep in our families. And that's the whole purpose of the association.
Okay. Well, as I say, next weekend you have a busy day there on Saturday from 12 until 4. It's a day you're hoping people will gather to pray for family members and indeed for themselves.
Yes, and especially for family members who are no longer practicing the Catholic faith, for the conversion. Our Lady is very concerned in any apparitions with the conversion of sinners. So we're starting at 12 o'clock. We'll have opening prayers. I'm going to give a little talk just about on the basic history of Banada Abbey and where it came from. Then about 1:15, we'll break for lunch. And we're asking people to bring a packed lunch. There's tea and coffee making facilities there. And then people can just chat and do that. People can visit, if the weather is good, they can visit Banada Cemetery where they can see the headstone of the Jones family. And then at 3 o'clock, we're going to assemble in St. Attractus Church, and we're going to recite the joyful, sorrowful and glorious mysteries of the Rosary, asking Our Lady of Banada to intercede for our families.
Okay, well, a very full day, John, and I've no doubt lots of people will be interested in going along there to Banada Abbey. The air code for it is F91P8XD, and of course you can get that on the air code website, but no doubt you'll get it too on any information on Our Lady of Banada.
Just one other thing, Monica, there's no need for anybody to book, just turn up on the day.
Okay.
You'll be very welcome.
Lovely. Okay, John, well, we wish you well with it, and thanks again for being with us on the programme.
Thank you, Monica. God bless you.